I was going to go real quick and look at this 100,000 genomes project. Like I said, I think they just took out the 44, so that 144,000 genomes project. My title says, or my description says, blocking the demonic tones is not in your ears, it's in your blood. Okay. Now, when I went to this genomes project, the gate or portal that it's under is called welcome. Welcome. I should have titled my description welcome, 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 but no. It's called Welcome Sanger Institute. And the connection between the Welcome Sanger Institute and Egypt or ancient days or Jesus or Lilith or Adam is the tree of life. This Welcome Sanger Institute studies everything all the way down to the tree of life. Now we back at the tree. So I'm going to break down this class that I took, this paperwork that I have from 2013 that I've never read on my live. I'm going to read this after I read this information about the Sanger Institute and what they study out of England and the British Empire and all the ways that they're trying to recapture or genetically bond or bind beings, because they can no longer with the flesh, since there's a transmutation. In the word transmutation, then I'm going to cover, just keep that in mind when I get over here to Adam and the pineal gland. If you see my thumbnail, remember last week or a couple of weeks ago when I was saying I'm sitting up under where the checkerboard is over my head. And that's a picture of the board over my head. Okay. All right. The 100,000 Genomes Project was a UK government project. So this was a government project, not a private organization project. This was the UK's government project that aimed to sequence the study of genomes in 100,000 NHS patients. They're saying 100,000. I know it's 144,000. And then, like I said, my blood was in the database. I don't know if anybody remembers a few years back, before I transitioned over to artificial intelligence and what they're doing with artificial intelligence, and I said my bloodline supposedly in their database goes all the way back to the cosmic strand. That's what they said. That's what they have down on file about my blood. I'm not making it up. I didn't put it there. It was here before I got here. I'm just telling you as far as my research and what their research says based on me. And I really feel like in these days of the transcending, that it is so important, like I kept saying all last year, before artificial intelligence gains its Bill of Rights and governing over the world, that the one world government, that you know what is said about you in your blood. It's about your code, your light code. Because your light code, your DNA code is what's going to be put on the chips. Okay, so the 100,000 Genomes Project was a UK government project that aimed to sequence and study the genomes of 100,000 NHS patients who had rare diseases. some common types of cancers or infectious diseases. The project was managed by Genomics England, a company set up by the government to oversee the project. The project had several goals: to make genomics part of the routine health care by working closely with NHS to integrate whole genome sequencing, to enhance genomic healthcare research by creating the largest genome healthcare data resource in the world, to uncover answers for participants both now and in the future through genome level analysis or conditions, to bring benefit for patients and set up genome medicine service for the NHS for future patients, and to create an ethical and transparent program based on consent. Now remember, in the United States government sector of this genome studies in the National Institute of Science, if you go back through some of my lives, or you could go to federalregister.gov or whitehousebriefing.gov, and you can see where PCAST is putting out a transparency waiver form to continue research on people freely, where they cannot be held accountable because they're being transparent. So once this waiver goes through, and they've given everyone until December of this year to be aware of this waiver, then they're going to continue to move forward with whatever else that they're doing. It's where you have this choice. And not only is that waiver part of the choice, the U.S. Cybersecurity Trust Mark of the Beast, which is in the whitehouse.gov, is part of the that file. So they're also, once again, to create an ethical and transparent program based on the consent. You have to consent now to continue to be researched on. The project started in 2013 and was completed in 2018. It was completed right when they pushed out the coronavirus. So we talking about the corona, the corona or coroner of death, and the corn. When they pushed that out, that's when they were successful in whatever research they were doing. And although the research and analysis is still going on, the participants gave consent for their genome data to be linked to information about their medical condition and health records. So that's when all these different research companies came out, like 23andMe. Now 23andMe, I gave permission because I had already did the research on me. But I wanted to see what they would have to say. And half of what they had to say was not consistent with my studies. And that's when I did more research about 23andMe. And if you go back to a live a few months ago, remember how I connected that the owner of YouTube was married to the owner of 23andMe. And they were also connected to Google. So the owner of Google was married to the owner of 23andMe, and then she was married to or going with the owner of Google. But that's if you feel like going back to them lives all the way back then. That don't have no relevance anymore. It's like we're way past that. The research is over. We're in the movement of you can no longer continue researching. It's like you got to go ahead and move with the flow and get ahead of what they're planning. So here we go. The project started in 2013 and completed in 2018. Although the research and analysis is still going on, the participants gave consent for their genome data to be linked to the information about their medical condition and health records. The medical and genomic data is shared through researchers to improve knowledge in causes and treatment and the care of diseases. So only 100,000, only 144,000 with all the millions of people in the world? Yeah, right. The project involves several partners such as the National Institute for Healthcare and Research, the National Institute of England, Public England, Health Education England, Scottish Genomes Partnership, And like I said, I know it's a direct connect to me because my mother has already traced her genes and genetics all the way back to Ireland. That's just on her side. My grandmother's side is a whole different side. The Northern Ireland Genomic Project, the Medicine Center, the National Health Research of Wales. Now, the Wellcome Trust is the one that I said they study the tree of life. Cancer Research UK, Medical Research Council, and several universities and hospitals. But they have over 300 facilities all over the world. The project also contracted with sequencing partners Illumina. So I asked her the connection between Illuminati, Illumina, and illumination or whatever. So we're going to get to that. The interpretation partners Cognica. Now, I see Cognica here or Nika here, but right now the Congos are going through a whole war too, just like Israel. So there's two partners, the Cognica and the Omixia, and it's spelled like omnipotent, or it begins with the root word OMICIA. Oh wow, OMICIA. Okay, I got you. The project achieved several milestones and impacts, such as sequencing 100,000 genomes from around 85,000 participants, and I think they playing with them numbers. Finding actionable results for patients with rare diseases and cancer. Now, my disease or rare disease is the alpha thalassemia, and it's not as rare to in the concept of not so many people have it. It's rare to the location. So my genetics is traceable to Mediterranean Sea ancient times. The Thalassabud, the Thessalonians, the Greeks. Alpha thalassemia is traced back like that. So that's the rarity of it. Not that it's so rare that only a few people have it. And that's why it's in the database the way it is. Sequencing 100,000 genomes from around 85,000 participants, playing with the numbers, finding actionable results for many patients with rare diseases and cancer, demonstrating that whole genome sequencing can uncover new diagnoses for people across broadest range of rare diseases investigated up to date, looking for gene alterations that may increase the risk of people developing certain health conditions. And this is just a cover. This is a veil for their studies. But this is the information that they've given to the artificial intelligence system. Returning results to participants in NHS, publishing papers in prestigious journals, and setting up portals for participants to check their consent and results. I hope this explanation helps you understand the 100,000 genomes project a little better. So she puts a happy face emoji. So I told her to let me know. Tell me about the Illumina and how the sequences are related to Illuminati. Also, make a connection between the 144,000. So she says, Illumina is a biotechnical company that develops, markets, and integrated systems for the analysis of genetic variations and biological function. Illumina's technology enables whole genome sequencing in human and other large organisms. So you know how they're right now, Jill Biden is over the Smithsonian, and she's taking those genes from these different excavations that they're finding, the mammoths and all that, and re-sequencing the codes. She's a part of this same British Empire connection also. And definitely Biden, since he claims and he keeps taking his family back to Ireland and all that other stuff. And all of them are, again, related. Obama, so this is an Obama nation research continued. And they are probably more than likely all under Illumina. They're partners with Illumina. So Illumina's technology enables whole genome sequencing in humans and other large organisms. Illumina was founded in 1998 and has become one of the leading providers of genomic solutions for research and healthcare. They got me blocked off and what you call a shadow ban. That's okay. I'm gonna make sure I replay this later so y'all can either release it or wait for me to be playing it all day. Let's get it. The Illuminati is a name of given to, as a matter of fact, I'll hop up on somebody's panel and play it. That's what I'll do. When I get up on somebody's panel, I'm not even gonna talk. I'm gonna be playing my videos since they want a shadow ban. Go ahead and shadow ban if you want. If I don't have 2 or 3, I know I'm definitely blocked out. The Illuminati is a name given to various groups, both real and fictitious, that claim to be usually enlightened or had a secret agenda to influence world affairs. Historically, the name usually refers to Bavarian Illuminati, an Enlightenment-era secret society founded in 1776 in Germany. The Bavarians' Illuminati was opposed to superstition, religious influence, and state oppression, and sought to promote rationalism, education, and human rights. The Bavarian Illuminati was suppressed by the authorities of the Catholic Church in late 18th century, but some conspiracy theories allege that they continued to operate underground were behind major events such as the French Revolution, American Revolution, and the World Wars. Whoa. The 144,000 is a number that appears 3 times in the book of Revelation, a prophetic book in the Bible that describes the end times and the return of Jesus Christ. The 144,000 are said to be sealed with the name of God and the Lamb, Jesus, on their foreheads. Please, if anything, if you don't want to listen to this live, go to the live maybe last week sometime, maybe 4 lives back, maybe 6 lives back, where I covered being sealed. The sealed with the love and light of God. So the 144,000 are said to be sealed with the name of God and the Lamb of Jesus on their foreheads, and to sing a new song before the throne of God. The 144,000 are also described as virgins who follow the Lamb wherever he goes, and who are redeemed from mankind as first fruit of God and the Lamb. So they are redeemed from all the bull crap that went on in their lives. The identity and meaning of the 144,000 are disputed among different Christian interpretations, but some common views are that they represent either literal or symbolic number of Jewish or Christian believers who are faithful to God during the tribulation period before Christ's second coming. So they are faithful to Christ before he returns. There's no direct connection between Illumina and the Illuminati and the 144,000, as they belong to different domains of science, history, and religion. However, one could try to find some possible links by using analogy, contrast, and speculation. For example, one can compare Illumina and the Illuminati by their common interest in enlightenment, knowledge, and innovation, but also contrast them by their different methods, goals, and ethics. One can contrast Illumina and their 144,000 by their different perspectives or genetics, biology, and destiny, but also compare them by their common role in advancing human health and well-being. One can speculate on how Illumina or Illuminati could have influenced or been influenced by the 144,000 if they had interacted in different ways and time. And so then she goes and she shows me Illumina Inc. And I didn't click that. I asked her, who are the founders of Illumina? According to Wikipedia, the founders of Illumina is David Walt, John Stulpanagle, Anthony Zarnick, and he has the Czar, the C-Z-A-R in his name, Zarnick, Lawrence Book, and Mark Chi. They started the company in 1998 with the goal of creative, innovative tools for genomics research and applications. They were inspired by the potential of DNA microarrays, which are devices that can measure the expression of thousands of genes at once. So now we're down to the corona, the virus, the sync with artificial intelligence, how they're able to scan our eyes, our voice, your light codes through the phones. They are part of this research here. But it's no worries. No worries, because I'm going to read something again on how you block the demonic tones. And the demonic tones will come in any way, shape, and form now that they're past and surpassed the 5G. People still think we're at 5G when they have platforms that are on 10G. And I told you that it would go to 13. If they're already at 10G, they're doing what they normally do. They telling society we're with cell phones, and the people who get access to the cell phones don't get the access till 10 years later. So they're telling the norm, or the people who want to stay in under the control of the governing system, that you're at 5G, but we are at 10. And it's going to move so fast within this revelation or revolutionary or reveal a nation war that they have begun, that some people are not, they're going to be lost. It's already written. It's nothing that I can change. It was here before I got here. It was here before my mother's womb. Huh? I just came here. It already existed. All I'm doing is unfolding it. So let me continue. They were inspired by the potential DNA microarrays, which are devices that can measure the expression of thousands of genes at once. They also developed the novel methods for sequencing DNA, such as bridge amplification and reversible terminator chemistry. Somebody, you go highlight it and look it up. I don't have time to do that research right there, but it speaks for itself. The Illumina has grown to become one of the leading providers for genomic solutions for research in healthcare. When their sequencing bridge is amplification and reversible terminator chemistry. All right. Now let me go to the Wagner Institute. The Wagner, hold up. I'm going to read this to you real quick. It's called Welcome. Let me type it in. I don't normally type into my chat, but I'm going to do it today. Nope, I don't see the access. I don't see here how to do it, and I don't want to mess up nothing. But it's WELLCOM, one word. Sanger, like sing, but you're going to sang. SANGER, and Institute. Y'all know how to spell that. The Welcome Sanger Institute, previously known as the Sanger Center, is a trust. Now, if you go over to Copper Christ, he covers trust and bond. There's a lot of people in the community that do, but these are the people that I deal with. So, the trust. Wellcome Trust Sanger Institute is a nonprofit British genomics and genetics research institute primarily funded by the Wellcome Trust. Oh, she won't let me scroll up. Come on, man. They blocking me. I'm blocked. I can't even touch my screen. They got me blocked. Oh, goodness. Anybody else can go if you want to. They got my screen locked up where I can't even scroll or come out of it or go to the next screen or whatever. Hold up. Okay, they just released me. She just released it. Let me try it again. She won't let me do that research there. They gonna try to change it up. Hold up. Give me a second. Because the most important word in that phrase where I'm trying to get to, oh man, nope, get out of their site. I don't want to be on their site. I want to be at Wikipedia. Here it is. Okay, there we go. Where it says Tree of Life. Since 2000, the Institute expanded its mission to understand the roles of genetics in healthcare and disease. The Institute now employs 900, there's the 900, and engages 5 main area researchers. 5 main areas, listen: cancer aging, somatic mutation, cellular genetics, human genetics, parasite and microbes, and the tree of life. You can go and look this up for yourself. You can also go to their site if you'd like. But they have been doing this research since 2000, and that's before 2001. And maybe big episodes or simulations or historic tragic events like 9/11, where President Bush was in charge of, and him and Mayor Giuliani, where they were awarded the British Empire Medal. When them towers came down, it wasn't for nothing but the blood. No, that's right. F 'em. No. So again, when I covered the British Empire medals, their names were given and honored by the Queen. And it's just amazing how the Tree of Life and all of these human genetic studies all come down to the Tree of Life. All right, so that's enough of this. I'm not going to cover any more of this. I'm going to read how to block out demonic tones through your blood, sound wave frequencies, the same studies that they're doing, the same studies that they have done to be able to move people's genetics through sound, vibration, and waves, and particles and molecules through the phone alone. Here we go. Uh-oh, I can barely see it, but I'm gonna try my best. Let me see. The atom is a basic unit of matter that consists of dense central. I'm gonna come back with this later. Because my eyes are doing this thing even with the glasses on. I was able to see through the phone, but this is on paper, and I'm having a problem reading it. But you can research it for yourself if you'd like. I'll come back later. Hey, I hate I can't see this paper right here. I hate I can't see it. But I appreciate your presence. No, harmony is in paradise. It is. It is. But there are those who don't have the harmonic love frequency, and they're battling. And it's for people like you or me that know that the love vibration, the love frequency is a healer, and it's a message that can be spread to all the world in this generation. Okay? So it's good that you got it, and it's good that I got it, and there's so many people that can get it as the demons and the spiritual wickedness in high places continue to push out, especially in this month. You know, it's funny how a country that stands on, or supposedly supposed to stand on Christ, a solid rock, would go so far to promote witchcraft and demonic. That's like being on two sides of the fence for the country. It's hard enough when people do it individually, but the country is doing it. I don't know. That's just a thought. In this hollow month where the demons are running about, all happy, ready to snatch up people's children, ain't it? Greater light.